Hey guys, here to make a YouTube video on a tier list of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. All 23 movies. I'm gonna be doing a little tier list ranking. I'm gonna rank all the films from good to bad. So here we go. We're gonna start with the goods. So the goods are gonna be this one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Well, I'm gonna put it an A. The greatest one that I've seen was Avengers Infinity War, obviously. It felt way more it felt more, not only in terms of action, that was good, but also the rhythm of the film. It felt really nice to see. Let's see, what else? Obviously, the first Avengers. The first Avengers is up there. It is S tier, automatically S tier. Let's see, what else is S tier? Okay, I'm kind of unsure. Iron Man 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Iron Man 3. You know, and that's about it for the S tier. So the A tier, we got Guardians 2. I'm gonna put Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in there. Yeah, I'm gonna put Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in there because I feel like it's an A listed film. You know, let's see, what other A list films? Thor Ragnarok. I have to say it was pretty fun. I'd put it in an A list, but I don't know if I should really do that because you know like, is it really the A list or is it just something lower? Okay, now for everything else, now this is going to get a little tricky, a little bit difficult. Mm, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I'm a little uncertain. Gosh, I mean, this is the first time that we see Spider-Man in the MCU. I'm gonna put this one at a high B. I mean, it's not the best, nor is it the worst. It's just kind of good, to be honest, because I wouldn't really consider it to be like one of the greatest Spider-Man movies to ever come out. Like, obviously, Spider-Man 2, to me, in my opinion. Actually, you know what? No, cross that out. That's the second greatest. The number one greatest would have to be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is up there. This one is just a good Spider-Man. I mean, it's kind of good. Like, I mean, there are some flaws in there that just make it kind of meh. It's just good. Like, it's kind of good. Let's see. Captain America: Civil War. I mean, the story Civil War from the comics was obviously one of the most hated stories in comic book history. Obviously, for numerous of reasons. Characters are like out of place. Like their behaviors and mannerisms are kind of out of place, and the things that they would do is out of character, way out of character. And they would just do things that they normally wouldn't even do. Like, I mean, yeah, get that there's events that cause characters to do certain things, to do certain stuff, but they wouldn't do that by default, you know. But this film handled the adaptation a little better, but also failing at the same time because they rushed it. And also, I heard that Kevin Feige wanted Captain America: Civil War after they heard that Warner Brothers was making Batman v Superman. So honestly, I mean, to be honest, was this film really necessary? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that. I'm kind of iffy. But hey, I'm just put it at a B because it's a pretty fun yet really interesting film to see into the like the uh the ideologies of these heroes. All right, Ant-Man the Wasp. That's a D. No, actually, can I create an F? Can I create an F? Where's the F? I need to create like an F here. Like, I just need to create the F tier. Oh, just want to add another one. Add a row below. Hmm, No, leave that as a D. All good. F, I'm gonna put it in the blackest mode. Dark, just F, just completely bad or gray. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put it at a D. I mean an F because this was just boring as hell. Ant Man, the first Ant Man. Well, actually, no. I need to go a little more on it. Ant Man and the Wasp. I mean, it was one of those films that didn't really matter too much. I mean, the end credit scene, like both the mid credit, both the mid credit and the end credit scene, they mattered not on the scale that you expect. Honestly, I'm just thinking they don't really matter too much. I mean, they do matter, but only to the story that's building up to Avengers End Game. So yeah, I mean, it's not the best, and it ain't the worst. It's just freaking boring. It's just boring. All it's just boring nonsense. A boring generic superhero movie that honestly I went to see and I was hyped, but then it was just boring. So Ant Man is a lot better. Well, a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better than Ant Man the Wasp. I mean, it still has some of the same stuff that usually the that the MCU would usually just have in their films, which are generic as fuck. But honestly, all honesty, I will have to say this film was kind of boring, but also had some interesting things like whole dynamic or not dynamic. I mean the whole like character arc for Scott Lang, him trying to redeem himself from being a criminal to just being a good old father who cares about his daughter and wants to right his wrongs. At least it has a story in there compared to Ant Man and the Wasp, where it's just fucking cheesy. It's so cheesy that you would wonder who cut the cheese in the goddamn film. Just cheesy as fuck. Next one, Avengers Age of Ultron. Gosh, I don't know where to put this. I mean, it's in between these two, but I'm gonna just be honest. It's a C. I mean, I don't even know. You know what? Actually, it's a D. I mean, this is a generic Avengers film. Like the marketing made it seem like they were going to go through something that's extremely dark and gritty, kind of like Avengers End Game, to be honest. But same time, they had to shove in a bunch of MCU bullcrap that really just boggled the film down from being a C to a D. So, it has the generic MCU quips. It's not too dark, but it's just way too lighthearted. It just gets annoyingly happy go lucky. You know what? Holy crap. I just need to show you guys. No, move. I need to set up my screen though. I need to set up my screen. I need to go to settings. Probably stop. Is there a way that I could show you? Maybe I could just. Hey, nope, that's not going to work either. You're kind of stuck. I don't even know how to move the webcam. Trying to move this thing around. Oh, that just turns it off. Okay. I just refreshed for no reason. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna just go down here. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? I'm so stupid. Um, anyways, back to what I was saying. Avengers Age of Ultron. Eh, it's it's all right, I guess. It's not really the best, or is it the worst? It's just a meh. Like it's like eating McDonald's, you know. Like at first it might taste good, but then you realize it's a meh. It's like those questionable foods that kind of questionable, but you just eat it anyways. Black Panther, that's an automatic F. I don't care what anybody says. Black America will try to kill me if all they want. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. Black Panther was just kind of boring. The only thing that made it stand out, and I'm just being honest, the only thing that made it stand out was that the cast was predominantly black. And that's the only thing that kind of made it stand out. It was just the film is repetitive on its character arc for T'Challa, and I mean Killmonger. To be honest, is one of the most woke ass dude. Woke as fuck. Like, nothing wrong with being woke. It's just that you gotta do it right. I feel like they kind of did Killmonger right in the film. That's the only thing that I felt, but everything else is just complete crap. It's just kind of a shitty film. Now, Captain America, the first Avenger. Damn, it's kind of disrespectful to put it at a C. You know what? That's a low B. That's a low B. That is a low B because, like, the film, I'm gonna put it at a high C. I'm gonna put it at a high C. It's better than being at a mid, like at like anything lower than a mid C. It's a high C because it's a film that has potential, but unfortunately, that potential kind of has been, you know, destroyed by Marvel enforcing their method of storytelling, which is putting in a bunch of corny ass jokes and generic good guy versus bad guy bullshit. And the thing is like the most compelling part about Captain America, the first Avenger, like, the most compelling thing about Captain America, Avenger, you know, he wants to do the right thing. He's just a guy who wants to do the right thing. And I think that's what Man of Steel tried doing for Captain America, the first Avenger. Oh, no, not fuck. Dang it. I got them mixed up. I'm so sorry. Like, no, no, not like I got their names mixed up. That's what Man of Steel tried doing for the DCEU. That's what they tried doing for Superman. Wow. Ah, they tried doing that for Superman, but to be honest, I don't think they got it right. As starters, Man of Steel, it tried to do, oh, there's a good guy who just wants to do right, but then they try to make him look like some sort of godlike figure. Like you don't have to be a godlike being in order to do the right thing. I mean, all you have to have is a good heart, and I think that's what Captain America I mean, not Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America the First Avenger has done. You know, it's done that. Captain America the Winter Soldier, that's a B. That's a B. Pretty good spy thriller, you know. It's basically an espionage esque film. Oh, Jesus, my ears, my ears. Anyways, um, it's a good espionage spy thriller, you know. Like I like the political, things that they put in this film, political subtlety in the film, especially when you're, putting a superhero from the 1930s in a post 9/11 world where they have to deal with people constantly not trusting each other, and the trust is just not there. And this guy from the 30s, he's confronted by these post 9/11 rules, and it's really interesting to see a hero being tested by these new times and seeing if his ideology and his morals stand the test of time. He eventually, like, that's one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. I have to be honest, I applaud them for that, and that's really cool what the Russo brothers have done with Captain America. Now, Captain Marvel. Oh boy. That's a F. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. It might look like I'm putting all the diverse films in the worst place possible, but it seems like Marvel Studio was just trying to tokenize people of color and people of a different gender. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. It's just, I like Captain Marvel. They said it was going to be one of the most ambitious female superhero movies ever. And Wonder Woman had done a better job than them. Like, the thing is that they could have done like explored how women are treated in society, but they didn't have to force it. Like they didn't have to like make it extremely obvious things. Like, I mean, you could do that on a rare occasion, but just don't do it 24/7. Like every film, like it's so hard for me to explain. It really is. You could see it right now. All right, explain this in the best way possible. You can do a film about a female superhero who gets mistreated in society that doubts her because of her gender. However, you just have to make like yeah, you just have to write. Yeah, you just have to like put some good writing in it. You know, good writing is what really matters. And I don't think this film has done it because they make the not only the sexism overly obvious, but also they made the main character just a shitty character. And that's another thing that I want to get onto Captain Marvel, which is one of the most pointed out things about the character. The main character is just an extremely terrible person. Like, not like Hitler terrible, but just an asshole. She's like a fucking Karen. And you already know how Karens are despicable in society. They're just fucking disgusting. Ugh, Jesus. If I saw a Karen, I'd probably have to just bring out a fly swatter and just cha, 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 cha. Get out of here, Karens. All right. Doctor Strange. This is. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put this at a C because it's just Iron Man, but with magic. And the same goes for the first Thor. You know what? Actually, let me grab the first Thor and put it at a D right here. It's just Iron Man, but with magic. Actually, let me put them in the same spot. It's just Iron Man, but with magic. That's literally what Thor and Doctor Strange are. It's just Iron Man, but with magic. Because Thor and Doctor Strange, they have to stop becoming a bunch of they have to stop becoming arrogant elitists, and then they just become selfless heroes who learn to overcome their flaws. Like, that's literally what it is. Just Iron Man, but with magic. Like they're just a bunch of elitist assholes who become like noble elitists with noble sentiments. Pretty much it. Avengers End Game. Okay, I'm gonna have to save that for last. I'm gonna have to save it for last because it's a really hot take. Oh boy, it's a hot ass take. Oh wow. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to the smaller bits before we get into the large bits. It's just we don't want to get to it too soon. All right, so Iron Man 2. That's a D. Yeah, they were just trying to shoehorn in the buildup of the Avengers universe. I mean, at least they didn't try to shove in Captain America in this film because it really would have been like BVS and shit like that. It would have fucking sucked. This is like I'm glad that they didn't do this. Shove in shove in too many Avengers build up references and stuff, but I feel like they've done it a little too much. Like they try to mix in the setup for the Avengers along with Iron Man's demon in a bottle. And I mean, I understand why they did it, but at the same time, they should have just made the entire film about the demon in the bottle arc along with you know Whiplash and Rhodey taking on the Iron Man suit and stuff. No, I think they should have just done that instead of just trying to match in the Avengers Initiative arc. All right, let's see. Hulk. God damn, this is hard. This is hard, hard, hard. I don't know to put it at a C or an F. I mean, the film's got a good soundtrack, but it has a terrible story. Like the good soundtrack is like the soundtrack is beautiful, but the story and effects, I'm sorry, it's an F. And I don't think they're ever gonna have Hulk ever like they're. I mean, I can't speak tonight. Ooh, there we go. I don't think we're ever gonna get a Hulk solo movie or another one anytime soon because Universal's holding his movie rights at hostage. Like they're just holding them hostage. Well, actually, not hostage. They're holding them captive at the moment. Like they can't unleash the Hulk because obviously, you know, Universal's kind of putting a bunch of things, a bunch of limits on Disney because they bought the rights from them during a desperate time of Marvel in the '90s, getting fucked over in the economy. Anyways, only bit. Thor: The Dark World. That's an F. It's boring as fuck. It's boring as hell. God damn it, it's stupid. All right, let's see. Iron Man. I'm gonna put this at a B. It's a solid Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, solid MCU movie, and respectfully up in the B tier. I know I could push it up to an A, but it's kind of generic because the big gray bad guy, which the MCU has had a trend of doing that. It has had a trend of doing. And to be honest, I really hate the trend of them doing that. I want something unique with their bad guys, like other films have done, like Spider-Man: Homecoming, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Avengers Infinity War. They've done really good with their villains, but it's just the big gray villain. Just Tony if he was an asshole. You know? Alrighty, we have two of the biggest ones. Holy crap. This is gonna be difficult. I'm gonna start with Spider-Man Far From Home. That's an F. I'm sorry. I saw this film and I thought it was good at first, but then I realized it was just boring. It was like it didn't have anything special. It didn't have a lot of special things with it. It just felt very generic, boring, and stupid. To be honest, in my personal opinion, the story felt kind of flat. And this is supposed to be a good story after the events of Avengers End Game. Like it's supposed to be a good story, but it's just like people wanted a Disney Channel esque movie, and I really think that's one of the biggest mistakes to ever make. That is one of the biggest mistakes to ever make, especially when you're when you're making a film that takes place after the events of event. You don't ever make like a shitty film. Story shitty. Spider Man was obviously shitty. A lot of things were shitty about that film. Fucking hated it. And last but not least, we have Avengers End Game. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I put it at a C or a D. Not a B. Like, I mean, god damn. It's a C. Honestly, the C, like I put it at a C and not at an A or an S rank is because even though even though it's a finale to the current MCU that we've known and loved, it's an introduction to the new MCU. To be honest, I will have to say, in my opinion, that this film is obviously just lacking in certain character arcs. Like Hulk and Thor's character arcs have been butchered massively. Everyone else's character arc was good, but Hulk and Thor's, I'm sorry, it was just butchered. The time travel was kind of shitty, and I feel like the time jump was just extremely like it was lacking that potential. It had potential, but the film was lacking the potential that they could have done with the time jump. But I don't think we're ever going to get that again, because the time jump, it had interesting things. Like there were some things that could have been accomplished. Maybe showing like a little montage of what everybody was still doing in like a Watchman esque tone, like having that weird um that like some sort of music on the background while everyone has their montage of what they've been doing in the past 5 years after the events of Infinity War, and then we see the world is in a more depressing state. Actually, I'm going to put this at a high D because I want to talk about another thing too. Another thing is that Infinity War had had an established tone. I mean, yeah, it had some of the Marvel jokes, but also it was mostly dread. Nothing but dread. You felt nothing but absolute terror for our heroes. Avengers End Game is supposed to be a depressing aftermath of Avengers Infinity War, and yet it just manages to force in jokes such as, Captain America's ass, or you know Thor acting like Daryl Sparrow after he lost in Fortnite or whatever. Like, here's the thing: I added in Fortnite jokes, especially when Hulk hits the dab. I don't fucking like that. It's so cringy. Ooh, ugh, cringy. Like, why would you have Thor? Oh no, Hulk dab. Disgusting. That lets you know that they're trying too hard to be hip with the kids. Fuck no. Hell no. Like, thing is, oh god. I'm so tired. I probably should have done this tomorrow, or probably done this the next day. Oh well. Anyways, they force in jokes and moments where it needs to have like some sort of established emotion of the film. The film's tone is supposed to be dark and depressing, yet it doesn't even feel that. I get that it's a Disney owned film, in that it's supposed to be about trying to find your inner peace and find hope in the future or something like that. But honestly, I feel like Avengers Endgame just forces in the humor. The humor's just forced. I'm sorry. I just don't like what they did. I mean, it's a pretty satisfying finale for Cap and Iron Man, and a little bit of Black Widow and Hawkeye, but I'm just sorry. It's just not the film that I really like. So, anyways, this is the established tier list. Well, my tier list, and what I think is right. So here we have Avengers Infinity War, the first Avengers, and Iron Man 3 at the S rank. We have the A rank with Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2, and Thor Ragnarok. B tier is Spider Man Homecoming, Civil War, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man. C tier is Cap. D is basically Avengers End Game, Ant Man the Wasp, Avengers Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Thor, Iron Man 2, and F is basically Black Panther and Captain Marvel, Hulk, Thor, The Dark World, and Spider Man Far From Home. You know, let me know what you guys think about this, because I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think should be ranked in the tier list, because it will be pretty interesting to read the comments. Literally. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. God, this